My dear sisters and brothers, hate is a very dangerous emotion. And many of us use it rather loosely sometimes. We say, I hate you. What we mean is sometimes I'm upset with you or I'm angry with you, but we say, I hate you. But when we really hate someone, hate is accompanied by anger, it is accompanied by hostility. You see, you can quell your anger if you're upset, you can manage to get a grip of your anger, but it's not that easy to get a grip of hate, because by the time you are ready to say, I hate you, your heart has been infected. While you are angry with somebody, your lips may be affected. But hate means that your heart is now infected, and the hate comes really from the depths of your heart. And then it ravages your whole body, it reaches your mind, it corrupts your mind enough for you to even call God the devil. You see, that's why, I forget where, I think it's in the scriptures, in the Psalms, it says, guard, O Lord, my lips, because it starts from the lips and reaches the heart. The Pharisees are now attacking Jesus. We know it's the Pharisees, even though the scriptures say in verse 15, some of them said he casts out demons by Beelzebul. We know that they are Pharisees because if you see the similar text in Matthew and Mark, we are told it is the Pharisees and the scribes who say that it is by Beelzebul that Jesus is curing this mute man. So they found the oldest trick in the book, and that is called, when you can't attack the integrity of a person, you attack him. It's called ad hominem in Latin. You attack the man, you cannot attack anything else because his work speaks for himself. So you find some petty thing and then you begin to attack him. So the Jews could not attack the fact of the exorcism. He had exorcised the evil one from this mute man, allowing this mute man to speak. They could not attack it. It was a fact. It was there in the open. So they begin to attack the source of Jesus's power, and then they begin to attack all those who followed him. You know, the Jews made one big mistake. Usually when they killed a teacher, they would also put his disciples to death. You remember the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus says, I'm here, let these go. And in their enthusiasm to arrest Jesus, they let the 12 go. Big mistake. The 12 went on to become the greatest preachers. So they attack Jesus and they attack the followers. Very often they do that. Why do your followers not fast, but the followers of John the Baptist fast? So you can see now they cannot attack Jesus on what he is doing. So they start attacking him on incidentals. They bring him down with this. And they accuse him of healing through the power of Beelzebul. Now, who or what rather is Beelzebul? Beelzebul, by the time of Jesus, was considered to be the prince of devils. Actually, Beelzebul was a Canaanite god from the city of Ekron, and he was worshipped. In some books you will find his name mentioned as Baal Zebub, or Baal Zebul, or Baal for short, the Canaanite fertility god. And so they say it is through this lord of flies, as Beelzebub was called, that Jesus is now healing others. In short, they're saying, you have Satan in you. See, I said, watch yourself, because when you hate, you never stop. You can call God himself the devil. That's what hate does to us. Now, Jesus doesn't throw a temper tantrum. You know, he just calmly answers them, and he says, okay, Let's reason this out. You claim, he says, that I heal through Beelzebul. What is the principal work of the devil? To assist somebody or to cause confusion? I've not caused confusion, says Jesus. I have just assisted a mute man to speak. So I'm not who you claim to be. And why would the devil actually start doing good? His job is not to do good. And then, as if to tease them, Jesus says, okay, now let's go to your thinking. If I am healing through Beelzebul, who do your own healers heal through? Beelzebul also? Because they are also healing. He makes literally a Mickey Mouse of them. He embarrasses them. He forces them to retract their hypocrisy. And their hypocrisy now has been laid bare. Then Jesus has to now explain the source, because they are accusing him as his source is from the devil. And Jesus speaks of his source. What is the source? He says, he uses that term, the finger of God. The finger of God. If I heal by the finger of God, he says, who do you heal by? Now, you and I don't get this text. But if you read Exodus chapter 8, verse 19, you will recall that in the book of Exodus, in the story regarding Moses, the Egyptian magicians recognized the power of Moses' God through God's finger. And so the Jews now realized what Jesus was saying. What Jesus was effectively saying was, if these Egyptian magicians could see how God was working and recognize it, why can't you? But you see, this is the power of hate. I don't know whether you've really seen a person who hates. Nothing that you say can ever convince them, because their hearts are filled with evil. And guard yourself, my dear brothers and sisters. I beg you, guard yourself. Use that word, never use that word, if I may say. Not even sparingly, never use that word hate. So what does Jesus really come to do? He has come to defend us from Satan. The Jews accused Jesus of being a partner with the evil one. Jesus says, that's not my job. My job is to protect you. And so he gives us that wonderful example of protection. He says, if a strong man, and look at verse 21 and 22, he says, a strong man guards his palace. He takes care of it. Who is Jesus referring to? He is referring to Satan. He says, now that Satan has got a grip of your soul, he guards his palace. He guards it very zealously until a stronger man comes. Who is now the stronger man? Jesus. Jesus says, yes, the evil one may have got you. He guards you zealously. But do not fear, because I am the stronger man. And I will die for you, and I will ransom you, and I will redeem you, and I will protect you. And when Jesus dies for us, he wins back that castle. He wins back that palace which was taken over by the evil one. I pray, my dear brothers and sisters, as we continue to spend time in prayer in the season of Lent, we may surrender our hearts to the Lord. And I pray also for you today, if you have a problem in forgiving, go to the Jesus. Many of us try to overcome hate by ourselves. You will not succeed. I want to assure you, you will not succeed. You cannot succeed. Because remember, the poison has now affected your heart. Go to Jesus. Admit to him, Lord, I hate this person. I hate them immensely. It has infected my heart, and now I have given my heart, my life, my palace to Satan. I want you, Jesus, to be the stronger man. I want you to defeat Satan, who I welcomed into my life. and I want to give my life to you during this season of Lent.